Parfois j'aimerais mourir tellement y a plus d'espoir. Parfois j'aimerais mourir tellement.
What's good? What's good?
Parfois j'aimerais mourir pour ne plus rien avoir. Parfois j'aimerais mourir.
Who saw that trade? Who saw that trade? Anyone see that trade? What's up? You're new here. Welcome, welcome. Trading industry for 8 months now. Welcome to the channel. We're live. Might be a random time. Not really, though. It's 4 a.m. Well, a little bit past 4 a.m. London session. 8 months. I've been trading now for a bit over 10 years, 11 years now. So welcome. 8 months. Let's go. I remember those days. 2015. That's when I started trading. We focus on gold here, so we look at gold. Did anybody see that trade? I said random time. I figured, you know what? It's in the moment, so like it's good to capture moments like these in the moment. I could obviously break it down tomorrow night, but obviously like when the trade's kind of active and things are moving. Hopefully you guys saw the trade. Let me see the chat. I've been feeding everyone, yo. I hope you guys have been catching some of the moves. Last night there was a move that pumped and then it went down. It shows you the trade's going good right now, but it shows you last night I went for a trade. If anyone remembers last night, I went for a trade. It went into profit. It hit like it almost hit take profit 2. And then it came back to entry and it went down. It would have hit stop loss. So it's like one trade at a time, one day at a time. There was a trade last night. It was a good setup. It went into profit, but then it didn't play out to the fullest. It went up like 70 pips, 80 pips. So one note with that. Last night's trade, and then obviously I sent another one tonight. You have to have like the patience to wait for a trade setup. You have to have the patience to wait for a trade. This thing's still pumping. Yeah, so day in, day out, and I'm using myself as an example here. I'm showing you guys this stuff live in real time, by the way. Like, let me see the chat. Did anyone catch the trade? Is anyone in gold? Hopefully you guys caught the trade. Let's go. Late night money. First payout. I was wondering how many people were going to get on. Like I said, it's kind of random time, but not really, because, you know, it's capturing the moment. There's some things I want to go over, like some mindset things I want to go over. I want to go over the setup live in the moment. It's good to capture things in the moment. There's a lot of setups I should have recorded, like, in the moment. So I've been just sending trades pretty much like every day, I think. And there's been some good ones. We've had some good moves. All right. Even like last night's trade, we're gonna have trades like that might hit like a take profit 2. This one went above take profit 1. Take profit 2 is like right here, literally at 68. We're gonna have trades like that go in profit, don't hold. Like, I always try to look at my setups as like the zone, like, okay, as long as this zone holds, like until the market really shows me like, yo, I'm wrong. Cause like, you could be in a trade, and I think it takes patience to wait for a trade. And then number 2, even hold a trade. Like when you're in a trade, like if I go 20 pips in profit, if I go slightly in profit, I don't go to break even. Like break even for me is like if I'm at like take profit 3 or take profit 4, if it's like achieves my full profit. Like I like maybe in a situation like this where this is like a good situation to go break even in, because the market, nice pump. Areas, I often talk about areas and where I look for trades. Those of you guys that are in my inner circle, went over some stuff last night about it. Talked about like a lot of you guys asked me like what's the final, like a lot of you guys asked me like what's the final confirmation for you to take a trade, and it's like a lot of times it's just like price, the moment, time. Like look at what gold did tonight. So gold, you know, steady dropping, right? So it's times like that where I'm not in sells and I'm not in buys, and I'm like, okay, I'm, you know, scoping the market, like sniffing, you know, when it's dropping heavily like that, when price is just dropping like heavy and we're getting these dips, I'm waiting, you know, don't want to pull the trigger too early. Cause like legit, I was gonna send the trade. See this red candle? On that candle. And I was about to send it on that candle, and the market went down, and I was like, oof. I was about to send the trade on this candlestick. 30-minute chart. This is where I was like, all right. Could be time. The drop, you know, we've been dropping. All right, let's see if buyers step in here. Let's go for it. You know, let's go for this. See if for the moment. I was about to send a trade here, and then this candle went down. And I was like, oof, might have avoided that. And then it quickly came back up, and I was like, all right, this is it. We have a trade here. And I mean, you would have had a couple minutes to enter, but then it came back to the same zone. Like, it's all about that 44.25. If you look at 44.25, 44.25 held nice. And I mean, for the moment, like, if you're a scalper, like, I don't know if this is going to hit full target. It made a good move. Like, there's always getting in and out of trades. Like, I'm going to tell you, most of the time, we're going to be in profitable situations. But we're going to have trades like last night. And I don't know if today's trade's in profit still. But we're going to have trades like last night where there can be an entry that goes in profit. And it might come back and the setup might get invalidated. That doesn't mean there can't be another setup later on. Like, for example, right now, it's not even New York session yet. And it's like we could close this trade. You could close the trade and you could wait for New York session for your next trade. Like, when you're in a situation like this, it's either hold, you know, try to get those higher levels, or break even. Like, if you close, if you're in a situation like this where you're catching a trade before New York session, this is why I like gold, because you can often catch movements before New York. If you're in a situation where you're in profit before New York, you can always close a trade before New York, see if New York offers another entry. And it could be even a different entry. I mean, yesterday, like, the market dropped. Like, yesterday there was a pump early into London. Like, it started pumping early in London, and then it dumped. And there was a much lower price in New York session. So this is like, okay, like, how I look at this is like, this is the low price for like for London. Oftentimes it can hold going into New York. But you have to be prepared for, like, if things don't hold, it's like, okay, what could arrive later? Like, something could arrive later on in New York if this doesn't hold. But you'll see. So that trade, the trade I sent some hours ago, 44.25, 44.20 area. That area actually worked. And I took a screenshot when I was like entering it. So I mean, structure wise, lower low in price. So it's like with structure, it's in a place where a trade like this could happen. You know, the exact trade that just happened, the movement, structure, lower low. So it's like where price is. That's one thing. Like when we went below here, it was like, all right, this is at that. To me, it's like this is at that extreme point. You know, it's a low. We have like these lower lows being made. It's at a pretty extreme point in price. So like rebounds like this are pretty predictable on gold. Like if you guys might catch, some of you guys have been here longer. So some of you guys who have been here for 4 to 6 months, some of you guys, some of you guys came around October, November, November I'd say. So some of you guys are like November, December. But there's some people who have been here for like 6 to 8 months, a year, 4 to 6 months. Some of you guys have probably caught along to it along the way, and like more of you guys will catch along to it along the way. These scenarios, because it's pretty repetitive. Trades like this usually happen. You get like a rebound. I mean, structure-wise, lower lows. Like we usually catch trades like this when the market's making a lower low, lower low. Here would have been a great time to buy. But there was a lot of volatility during New York session with news yesterday. And like structure still, it made a lower low and you can see rebounded. So like when you get these price dips, stay patient. Try to gauge through like the 30-minute. Like I like to watch the 30-minute. I like to flip when prices like dropping. Like if you were watching gold last night, you would have seen it dropping, right? Selling off. So it's like I'm not chasing sells at that point. I'm waiting like, okay, like is price coming to a key area where it could bounce, like an area of demand? Like if you look at I tell you guys every week and every day pretty much the quarter levels. Like I swear I tell you guys every day the quarters with gold. I like to work around those. So if you're in the inner circle, I was talking about this last night on the stream I did about the quarter levels, above them, below them. Anybody who was on the stream last night, or if you watch it, it was kind of like a boring stream because the market wasn't doing much. So I was just kind of going over one thing last night. But literally like same day, what I was talking about last night, I used for this trade. Any of you guys that maybe watch that session, or if you watch the recording, 44.25, 44.20 area with the whole numbers. So I like to use whole numbers. You guys know I like to work around them. So in this case, $5. Like it's honestly like really simple. It's just like how price was delivered tonight. Price was dumping. Like we had this going down for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. This is why I talk about pre-London session. Because it's like the volume can come in before London and you could catch some moves. You know, whether it's a scalp. Some of you guys might be like more scalpers. Like with my signals, like you can always like scalp them quick. Like if you're up an amount of money, and you know, because usually we're catching some good pips, like 44.20. Like my moves are pretty accurate, and usually like we're on the right side of the market. We at least get like moves like this, and 44.20. You can see bottom entries here. 44.20, 44.25. That right there from 44.20 to 44.34, almost 35. That's a pretty solid move. So it's like when you scalping the market would be like if you're in a trade, or you know, like quicker sense type of trading, you're in a trade and it moves like this, you get out. Like if you have higher targets on a trade, because gold moves a lot, and you get that strong push. I mentioned here a quick breakdown on stacking entries. I showed again. I'm showing this in real time. So when I send a zone like 44.25, 44.20, I'm not entering with a single order. I scale in across the area. I try to enter at the top. I'll try to enter multiple positions. This lets me capture more price, improve average entry, and then pick up more pips. I trust my areas. I trust my zones to do this. And yeah, there's some, and I'll be completely transparent because I show the trades. Like, there's a lot of gurus, a lot of coaches, a lot of mentors out there who show before and afters, analysis, their trades, but in real time, I'm showing you guys the entries, stop losses, take profits, the losses, even when they come. Here and there, we take some losses. So yeah, I'll be transparent. It's not every time do the zones hold, but I think anybody who's been following for the last even couple weeks or the last few months has seen some magic. But when the market moves like this, gives you like a pump, you're in a trade, and it moves like this, it could be decision making time. Like, I could get out of some entries, keep a few. That allows me to secure some quick profit. That profit could be used as risk going forward. I've secured some profit still in the trade if I close some entries. When the market gives a good push into strength. Well, this is because when gold moves like this, it'll often have like a pullback. It'll probably pull back. Like, this is gold moving with strength, right? This is a strength move. So when you're in a move like this, it'll often pull back still. It could pull back $4 or $5. For example, like it did that after this. After this, it literally pulled down. Often when moves like this happen, you'll get like a $4 pullback, maybe a $5 pullback. So it's like that difference can be secured often before those pullbacks happen. Maybe still holding the move, I can keep some entries. Or it's like, let's say, so for instance, so the trade's here. Let's say the market gives me that first push when I'm in the trade. Like, I get that first big push, right? First significant strong push. I could close the full position and still watch the setup, especially if I have like a bigger target in mind. Maybe I have a bigger target in mind still. And it's like first big push, I could secure some profit and see if the market gives a significant pullback. Oftentimes gold will do that. Like, you could see like this pushed up and then there was a big pullback almost to 25. It hit 26. So almost came back relatively to the same entry zone. So if it's like, if I have an entry here and I secure 80% of that profit, that I'm up. So I have 80% secured of the profit. And the market, I'm still in a trade. Maybe I have a small trade. The market comes relatively back to my entry zone. I could consider re-entering, right? Gold will do this a lot. The reason I'm explaining this and saying this is because if you really keep on top of gold the way I do, stay consistent, you will see a lot of the things I talk about like happen. I mean, I no ego there. I know I'm pretty accurate with timing my trades. Timing, like I'm good at timing. Like the moves when we're getting like, a lot of traders might be buying here, maybe buying early, and I mean, going through drawdown, closing, maybe getting in early before things. I'm pretty good at timing things. You know, I've been on the charts a while, and I just stick to gold, so I know gold pretty well. But it's like oftentimes, and I've showed this live a few times when I think I showed this last week live. It's like if I'm in a buy, price pushes up, I secure that profit. If the market does a good enough pullback relatively to my entry, I could reconsider entering the same setup. Especially if like I'm confident in the setup, structure still looks like it's maintaining, holding. First trade from a new funnel. What a start to another 4 days. Thanks for all the free videos, live streams on YouTube. Started lock in beginning of December 25. That was a good time to lock in, honestly. Anybody who's I said it the other day. Anybody who's here early is here at the right time. Because we have hundreds of people that tune in. I mean, with the inner circle community, YouTube and everything, we have like thousands of people, but we got 643 members in the inner circle. That's hundreds. We got a lot of people that plug in YouTube. I say if you're here early, you're in the right place, because one day you're gonna see these chats with thousands and thousands of people, and those people are gonna be catching on, learning. They're gonna be, why wasn't I here earlier? I'm telling you, I'm a man of my word. That was a good time to plug in. Literally, last couple weeks, been trading about 7-8 months. Nice. I mean, I think it's holding for now. It's holding. The zone is holding. Like you could see, the 4 hour might be flipping. When we're looking at this 4 hour now, it's like okay, 44.25. So it's good to capture things live in the moment, because it's like okay, now it's like 44.20 is kind of gone now. So it's like you have more like 44.25. Maybe it's like 44.28, 44.30. This is where it's kind of like the zone maybe gets moved up a bit. If you didn't get lower entries, I think around 44.25 could still be like valid. We could see the market is making some wick rejection. This 4 hour closes in 58 minutes. I know we have news in the New York session. Kind of depends on this 4 hour. Because then if the 4 hour, you could see like there was a good trading opportunity so far. It could be holding. We have 2 wicks here. Could try to flip, hold. I would say if it doesn't hold, maybe the next level would be around 4,400. I could maybe try to go test 4,400. If New York session is crazy volatility, that would maybe be the next level to watch, around 4,400. 4 hour right now, you can see the 2 wicks we've gotten here, right? Could be it's like an early sign of rejection. Even like the 2 hour has like some rejection there. 1 hour candle came in with an engulfing here. If you look at the 1 hour, we came in pretty quick. Like there's a lot of reversal signs here. The 1 hour here, engulfing, and like inside of that, when you go to the 30-minute, you see those 30-minute candles right there, those 2. After those, like it's people ask me like, what's one of your confirmations? It's things like this, but the market's so dynamic that not every candle is gonna look like that, right? Right? Not every candle that rejects is gonna look maybe perfect like that. You like can't like you have long wicks. So like we're on a 30-minute chart, so you have like wicks that form at tops, right? Maybe you're really good at spotting the wicks, the wick candles, or like the small body rejections with wicks. Sells, right? Maybe longer wicks on the tops or the bottoms, to say the least, right? Long wicks. Maybe you're really good at spotting like long wick rejections and how the market behaves after you get these long-tailed wicks in the market. Long wicks, early sign, fast sign of rejection, right? Potential reversal in the market. Longer wicks, maybe that's your sauce, like on a specific time frame, 30-minute, 1 hour. You might be good at spotting it on the 1 hour, right? Like longer wicks on whatever side, either side of the market, right? Like whether it's bearish, long wicks, or bullish, right? That could be something that triggers. Like people always ask me what's that final step to taking a trade. Like I got to build the full master class. I got to take time and with the signals I send, like got to capture them live in the moments like this. It's like when I'm looking at the market here, it's like, okay, right here, these candles, you're on the chart watching those candles form. It's different than maybe looking at it. Obviously we're looking at it right now and it's like they're great looking candles, but if enough times you go to the chart and you see significant candles like those appear with moments like that, like your eyes get trained. Like you could see for gold, like collectively there's a lot of entries that can be found on gold. Like I've shown you guys just in the last like weeks, like different entries that can be found in different sessions, right? Where you get reactions and it's like your job doesn't have to be to go for hundreds of pips. It could be to just get a reaction, like, yo, okay, like let's see how, because like if you could get good at positioning yourself in profitable situations, good entries, you're gonna have trades that hit the full take profits, and I think you'll have trades that don't. So like your main job, if you're focusing on sessions, especially like London session, New York session, is can I get a reaction in London session? If I get a reaction, let me try to secure some profit. You know, London session complete. Let me see what the market does in New York session. Your job doesn't have to be to go for hundreds and hundreds of pips every trade. If you're on the right side of the market, it'll give you that enough times if you're good at entering and good at positioning yourself. If you're trading different sessions like Tokyo session or London session, for example, London session, where we caught this trade, if you get reactions like this, you know, you're spending time on the chart, London session, you get a reaction, you could call it a day or call it a session, right? And see, okay, what's available New York session. Next time I go to the charts or next time I look for a trade will be New York. Because I think between the sessions, like, there'll be another entry in New York. Like, this could maybe hold. Like, the point I'm getting to is you could probably, most of the time you're in a trade like this, you could probably close it and find another entry, if not the same entry, at a later time. It's like if I stay up, I could probably find another signal in New York session for you guys. Like I'll try to throw another signal today in New York session. Maybe it's the same entry or a different entry. We'll see, but I'll try to send another signal today. But with gold, it's like you can focus on sessions, reactions. Like it's not about always trying to hit maybe a certain amount of money or a certain percentage or an amount of pips. It could be, let me see if price gives me a reaction, and if I can get the most from that reaction that it gives me in that moment or in that session. Because like, let's say you didn't trade London session today, you still have New York session, and you know there's probably an entry coming in New York session, right? So there's different entries available. I think with gold, it's really versatile. There's different entries available. Like this is almost pulling back again to the zone. So think about it. It went up, like it went all the way up, and now it's come down. So like with gold, it can be an in and out pair even when you're focusing on bigger moves. Like we could be looking for a big move here. Like, yo, let's see if gold goes up, a bigger move. With the sessions and volume, so like London session brings some volume. Like late Tokyo, London session brings like volume into the market. With the sessions and the volume, there's enough movement back and forth, I think, between session, next session, London, New York, or late Tokyo, London, New York, right? To where you can get in and out of things and you don't have to be so worried. There's always a possibility of another entry coming. I don't know, for now, like, it's 5 a.m. That moved. 44.25's holding. Like, I'd say, like, the zone does look like still valid. Like, it's playing above 44.25 right now. There is news later. If we break, we go down maybe to test 4,400. I mean, in here too, like like a lot of the time frames in here kind of lined up to show like, okay, there's some slowdown, like trading this where it's just like drop, little candle, drop, little candle, versus this where there's a lot of volatility here. That is, there's a rejection here. Right after that, there's this fat down candle. After that, market spikes up and then it comes down. There's a lot of volatility here. So when you're looking at like this down versus what's happening in here, it's some evidence of like, okay, there could be a reversal, maybe building up, buyers in control, accumulation. And then even that price goes higher, right? And it makes a higher high here. It makes this high. So you have like a low to high, and you trade right back into that. You trade right back into the low. The low gets tested. Now remember, like, those of you guys that are in the inner circle, and even if you guys plug in on the streams here on YouTube, I talk about like the quarters a lot. And I say like around the quarters. A lot of times I'm looking for trades around the quarters. This all happens around the quarter, right? It goes below it. The market goes below the quarter. And this is where you gotta not panic, like, you know. This is where buying right when the market hits price isn't always the best idea too. Like there's always that 50 pip trade available, but that 50 pip trade might not be the one you want at the moment. Like you can always use whole numbers to spot good entries and quick reactions, but it might not be that entry you want in the moment. So when you're looking at whole numbers with gold, right? Because whole numbers with gold, that's one thing I've made very popular over the years. You can get quick reactions. It's very like, you know, okay, market's at the price, you know. Oftentimes you might be present watching the market. You're sitting there watching it at price and you see it go up a quick 40, 50 pips. That's not where you want to chase things. That's where it's like, let's see if it can recover. That's why even like entering right when it first hits price, like I said, isn't always even the best thing. The market can go underneath the prices, reclaim it. Even when the market's up here, you have an opportunity like this pushed up, right? That's where the zone holds. Can it come back to 44.25? So that's where you have to have the patience too, like even waiting when prices move, because you can see here, this pushes up, breaks the structure up, comes back. You have to have still the patience to let the market like give you like pullbacks, But yeah, another kind of buy the dip situation. I mean, it's kind of, we are underneath like support, so it's like a break and retest kind of happening. It is like in an interesting spot. Like gold has been breaking down. We're probably gonna like it. We're going into Thursday, so Thursday, Friday revert. We've been pretty much like, I mean, we went up like up beginning of the week, and now we're coming down. Maybe we're going for like a big retest. I know there's a gap. Everyone, I know the gap. I know. That's below 4,400, 4,380 area down there. Break and retest. The gap's down there. The gap's down here. Everyone keeps talking about the gap. Everyone's like the gap, the gap. I mean, yeah, if that's your strategy, like trying to sell to the gap. 4 hour looks pretty steady with 44.25. Like it is holding. This 4 hour has 44 minutes left on it. Maybe there's another bounce. Maybe it holds. But if it doesn't hold, I'd be prepared for like a lower price. Probably a New York session. Similar to like what market did yesterday. Right now, market's just kind of sideways. New York session was pretty volatile yesterday. But yeah, like gold day session, like the sessions throughout the sessions, like day in, day out. Like if you look at last night, it's like it's literally like not. It's well, last night wasn't as big of a move. But this is last night, for example. Like London session is or even going into London session, before London session, the market can be setting up because gold tonight was dropping a lot before London. It was like the hours before London where it was like starting to set up. So price, like for me, would, I mean, 44.25, 44.20 was the area I called out. It could still potentially hold that. If it doesn't, there's gonna be probably if it breaks that, like if it doesn't hold this area, then the next setup might be like around 4,400. New York would probably try to find like a lower price. For now, the area is holding. I'm going to try to call out another signal today in New York session. Maybe it's around the same zone. Maybe the same zone gets worked again, but gold gave us a nice move. It was a nice. That's why I like gold. You can catch a couple hundred pips or 100, like over 100 pips in a session. Zone might hold. 4 hour has 41 minutes left on it. Like still, the 4 hour is bearish. There is some wick rejection there. 4 hours still bearish. Looks like it might be coming back to 44.25 around the area. I mean, if 4 hour can give a significant close, even if it were to wick down but still give a significant close, like see this big wick, but the body closed bullish, next candle started to push up, so a significant 4 hour bullish close would be a good indication with how price has been falling. Now when I say that, I think like what could happen with the candles, like liquidation, like before a candle ends up flipping, a lot of times it can form like those bottom wicks. Let me see if we can find some good candle examples. I mean, this one right here, it's the closest one, good example of what I'm talking about. You could see the long wick that it formed. So like if gold wants to really reverse on the 4 hour, a candlestick like that could still happen, where it's like, what if prices go down? We create an even longer wick. We get a different type of rejection like that, but we still recover, get a stronger type of 4 hour close. You got to watch out for candles like that. And that's why it's good to wait the candles. Like this candle has 40 minutes left. It's coming back down. It was just flipping up, looking like it was flipping bullish. And now it's flipping bearish. It was just bullish. Like this candle was flipping green. And now it's coming back down, but it still has 40 minutes left on it. It might close like relatively how it is, maybe a little bit higher. I think it'll close probably a little bit higher, but who knows? Like it has 40 minutes on it. That's a lot of time. If the next candle goes down, then we gotta then it's like you gotta wait for that 4 hour. If this doesn't flip this area, it's like the 4 hours is a really good time frame to wait to see if it reverses. Not like a lot of examples I could use on this chart, but like, I mean, just like a 4 hour rejection candlestick. Even if price gets crazy, like just thinking forward, even if like price goes down, like I've always seen good setups in front of me that don't play out exactly how I want them to. Might be looking for a buy here, right? But the market could go down and still make that exact same buy depending on how the candles close, depending on how the candles behave. So I think it's good to like this zone maybe still holds. Like we got a pretty good move. Maybe some of you guys were able to secure. It's back in the area. If this area doesn't hold, then it's like waiting for the next area. It's not like, okay, where's the next? It's trying to find that next area. Like we found this area. This is a good area. Next area might be like 4,400, around there. For now, it looks like price is dropping. Like this candle has 38 minutes left on it. Looks like it wants to drop a bit right now. If next candle drops and you're looking for buys, like I was looking for buys after the big dump. So after all this, and usually like you get a move like that, usually you're gonna get a good buy setup. Like what if price is trying to go down one more time? So either this zone still holds. If it doesn't, there'd be like we'd find another zone probably in the New York session then. It's back at 25. This is what, like, if you're ever like trying to hold, like this could have went. We've had similar trades that just go like it was on the way to like take profit 3. It's back at 25, and this is kind of like what I was talking about, where it's like that's a reason why I like to put multiple entries. I said something here. When you get strong pushes like this on a setup, it's a great opportunity to secure partials or move stops to break even. Oh, I just liked it. This is exactly why I like to use multiple entries. I can close a solid portion into strength, then let a few entries run risk-free. That locks in profit guaranteed, you know, and maybe reduce the risk at the same time. Locking in profits, reduce the risk if I still want to stay in the move. So yeah, that's why I like to do that. Add on like multiple entries. I could close maybe some higher ones, keep some lower ones, or if I'm trying to get the most profit, I can close maybe the numbers that are up the most and keep some of the higher entries, vice versa. If it's like I'm looking to bank the most money, right? It's like I could close some lower entries, try to secure the most money that I can in that moment. And if it's like a longer term setup, like, or if it's like a bigger target that I want, you know, in mind, I could still always try to reposition with maybe the same entry, right? Like you could see 44.25. So I could have closed 44.25, everything there, and just re-entered again, right? Could have literally just re-entered those positions again. Right, so it's that's kind of like what I mean with gold, right? Like it went up, take partials on that. If it comes back to the entry, it's like, okay, I could reconsider entering again. Maybe trying to hit that bigger move or get a similar move back, get the same move back if it's a bigger setup. Let's see how the 4 hour closes. I mean, it has 35 minutes left on it. Early morning. Do you think we going through 4,500 today? 45. 45 or 44? 45 is kind of far. Nah, 45 today. Oh, we got NFP on Friday. 4,500 through it today. I don't know. That's a little far today. That's a little too far for today. No. We could maybe come to 44 today. 44 is closer. There's like Oanda and Forex.com. They're a little bit different. Oanda has a 4 hour bullish candle here, but there's like kind of like a break and retest here. It's like underneath the support. Oanda looks kind of sketchy with underneath that support. I think if this zone doesn't hold, then it's gonna try to find a lower price in New York session. Let's see. ADP actual forecast, so negative there. That was positive. That was better. Non-farm unemployment rate. Gotta see how unemployment rate comes out. Like if unemployment rate comes out, the forecast is for a lower unemployment rate, so that's better than the previous. But if it stays the same, gotta see, maybe it stays the same. If it's lower, that's positive. These numbers, we gotta see how the NFP numbers come out compared to like what's forecasted. That's on Friday. We have NFP Friday. Unemployment claims are forecasted high, so that's if the forecast comes out high, or if the actual comes out high, then that's negative for dollar. Just for now, guys, for like the rest of the London session going into like pre-New York, like New York hours in a few hours. Just for now, like say maybe area holds 44.25. Like I like to work one kind of thing at a time. 44.25 is holding. You gotta trust in those quarters. Trust the process. Trust the quarters. Trust the quarters. If it doesn't hold, like I said, if this area doesn't hold, I'm gonna try to find another signal for New York session later today. Probably will stream New York, maybe in like 2-3 hours. But yeah, I'll try to find a signal for New York session today if this area doesn't hold. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I'm from your live starts when you had 10 to 12. Ha! See that? Look at that. Bam. Which is my favorite time frame? I really like the 30-minute. I like the mixing the 1 hour and 30-minute together for day trading. One hour and 30-minute. Like I'm really good with the 30-minute. On day trading, I like the 30-minute with gold. 30 minutes is a solid time frame. I actually really like 30-minute. But like I'll break the time frames down. Like I'll look at the 4 hour and see how it's trading. Like there was a good wick here, so it's like right now it doesn't look as significant in the moment. Like when I'm looking at the market here with that candle, and I see that wick. It's like that wick went below. It's like, okay, that's an early sign of rejection. Because at one point, this candle we're on right now is pumping, right? And like the market dumped, and there's this wick that's created. Next candlestick starts to go up, so like an early sign of rejection. I do like the 4 hours really good. Like 4 hours really solid time frame for like longer direction. Like usually if we have if a setup if a setup's clear on the 4 hour, usually it's like a bigger take profit being hit. But I really like the 30-minute. I really like the 30-minute. 44.75. Always going for 1 to 2. Yeah, like you don't need to go for a high risk to reward if you're consistent at like 1 to 2 is perfect, honestly. Like that, like if you're consistent at like catching moves, like getting in trades, it's like those pips add up. Like those pips stack up. If you're good at getting in, like me, like even like last night's trade, the one that went up like 80 pips, like I'm pretty good at getting in like profitable situations most of the time, so stack them pips. I mean, we have like a huge 4 hour pullback. The thing is, like, yeah, this area, like, it might not hold from this area. Like, we're testing 44.25. So it's like, does 25 hold? It's been holding so far. Like, we're testing it now. Like, literally testing the price. Otherwise, like, look a little bit below. Like, we have, like, the resist. Look at this resistance here. I know we have that gap in price. We have that huge engulfing candle. Like, there's a huge engulfing candle there, too, right? So we do have, like, a lower area, right? That I could see, like, okay, if this doesn't hold, if 44.25 doesn't hold, do we come down there? Do we test that area? Does that bring the long shot that some of you guys, 44.75? So some of you guys are saying 4,500 or 45.75. 75 would be crazy work. Depends. I mean, it could start the move from here or even here. Like if we come back to retest this area. I got like 2 areas there on gold. I mean, Euro's been dropping. EURUSD, like look where EURUSD is. EURUSD is in an interesting spot. Before NFP. Maybe it's reversing. We have the low down here. EURUSD's interesting spot. Daily time frame. EURUSD's in an interesting spot. I might keep an eye on that. NFPs tomorrow. Does it reverse? Is it dollar? Dollar's been going up. Does dollar reverse? If it's a negative NFP, if it's a negative NFP for the dollar, this would be a crazy setup to maybe watch for. EURUSD looks good on the daily. Like we have a nice zone here, supply and demand area on euro. 4 hour had a pretty big move. 4 hour had a big move, and we've been just slowly coming down to that. Yeah, market's definitely like waiting for like NFP to do something, because you could see EURUSD pumped up here, ran up, and it's just been slowly kind of coming down to that area, that low. And then we have like a low down here on EURUSD as well, right down there on the 4 hour. See, like 25. See what I said? Remember what I was just saying? Like it just tapped 25, and there's quick 50 pips right there, right? That right there would have been $5 move right there, $6 move. 25 again, right on the dot. So it's like this is the reason I'll stick with setups. Like when I'm in trades, people always ask me a lot of questions. I just hold it, or I'll just focus on the same setup until it's like the market shows me I'm wrong. Because it's like if setups are right, this type of stuff can happen. Usually if a setup's wrong, we'll know quickly. Even if we hit like a take profit, like last night for example, like we hit like take profit, like it went up, we hit take profit 2 on that, and then it came back down dumping, and it just kept dumping after that. Whereas this one's like reacted. I mean, gold, like I'm saying, it does this a lot where it's like could have secured, got back in. Yo, the setup, I'm telling you, maybe we hold. How's the 4 hour gonna finish now? 25 minutes. It's back to the wicks. The 4 hours forming the wicks again. We're right back. If NFP comes in negative, like dollar is at a high, like a dollar is at a resistance. Like if NFP comes in negative, gold will fly up towards the end of the week. But euro could be interesting to watch as well. When we look at the daily time frame on Euro USD. Yeah, like that, like there you go. Look at literally it came right back. 44.25. Quick little $6 move right there. Right? You're in long? Where are you in long? Are you up higher? Where's your entry? You gotta like where are you negative? You're definitely not in this setup then. Minus 1K, you're minus 1K on longs. I don't know, man. I don't know if you took my signal, but my signal's in profit. Are you holding a drawdown or what? What's the situation? Sheesh. Chat, help him out. Chat, help him out. $1K floating, minus 1K floating. If you're in the Telegram, we're in like the trade, like we have I don't know if you guys, some of you guys might have not even seen the signal. If you're in the Telegram, signal gave you guys a signal on gold hours ago. It already hit take profit 3, almost hit take profit 3, I think. Did it hit take profit 3? Yeah, like it almost hit take profit 3, just a smidge off, missed by a couple pips. But we had a good signal on gold. It's in profit right now, 120 pips to 70 pips in profit at the moment. And if this thing goes to 44.40, I think that's the last take profit I put was 44.40. If it goes to 44.40, it'll probably go beyond 44.40. Like if it hits usually when my full take profits get hit, the market goes beyond that price. We might be able to hit full take profit on this one if it goes to 44.40. But some of us in the chat, including myself, are in a gold trade. I dropped it in Telegram. I dropped it in Discord. Free signal. Again, January's a good month for everybody that plugs in. At least you guys can learn. If you don't catch the signals, there's a lot to learn from them too. But yeah, we got gold buys 44.25, 44.20 area. Like it's been holding since I called it out. And I don't know, maybe the 4 hour could be trying to flip. We got NFP coming. If NFP's like not today, tomorrow's NFP Friday. Dollar is high. If dollar reverses, if dollar makes a reversal, then that'd be interesting to see where like gold goes. Alanda, we have a 4 hour rejection there too. But yeah, like same with euro. Like euros, I don't usually look at currency pairs, but Euro USD, interesting spot. Yeah, like our gold trade's doing well. That's why I always say patience. Every time I stream, you guys ask me like Like usually I stream to just do like training, informational stuff. I send signals when I see them. But every stream I do, people ask me like, "Where's the trade? Where's the trade?" I just say like, "Patience, patience. There's always gonna be a trade." Bam, one came tonight. Oh, yeah, 1 hour rejection. Someone said they entered after 1 hour rejection. Yeah, you had a 1 hour engulfing candle on the 1 hour. So yeah, where you at? Help. I'm trying to help. Where's your entry? Where is it? Someone's in long. Should I give up? Don't give up. I mean, it's one of those situations where buy the dip. Buy the dip. Like we're going into the end of the week. Gold is dropping going into the end of the week. You know, Monday, Tuesday punched up. Came like almost all-time highs. We are dropping going into the end of the week, which is interesting to me. Like, depending on how NFP comes out. If NFP comes out negative for dollar, this will fly up then, especially because it's like dropping towards the end of the week. If we get like a negative NFP, gold will pump. There could be an opportunity there. It's like, okay, this zone could potentially hold if we maintain it. If we go lower, you have to brace yourself. Lower, if price doesn't hold this zone, I see it going to 4,400. But then we're maybe if we go there, we're in a similar situation that we're in like tonight and what we've been in here. I'm warming up. I'm sending signals like I'm sending signals every day. Soon I'm gonna be sending 2 signals. Like I'm warming up. I wanted to do public signals so I can gain like a new experience. I've never sent signals to like public group chat, so I wanted to gain a new experience, level up my skill set, so I can get to the point where I'm comfortable sending 2 signals a day, maybe 3. So that's how you get there. You know, you gotta just throw yourself out there. So soon, one day I'll be sending. That's what the practice is for, you know. Yo, see, gold's back in profit. Like we killed it with that. I'm still holding. Cause yeah, we're back. It takes patience even to hold a trade. Like that's why if you don't have patience, like consider some of the stuff I said tonight, where like you could, if you're in profit, you get a good solid reaction. Close the trade, try to re-enter. It's always a possibility, but both sides of profitability, like take patience, like holding the trade. Because like maybe before New York session we hit full take profit and gold's maybe trying to reverse, right? If gold goes up, then it's like, okay, we're looking for longs, right? Am I bullish on gold? I'm always bullish on gold. That's interesting. Dollar, interesting spot going towards the end of the week. NFP obviously tomorrow, Friday. Interesting spot. Where's USD CAD at? USD CAD pumped 138. Damn. USD CAD's up. Euro looks, maybe I might trade euro. I mean, maybe I might trade euro. Try to swing it. Big lot. Maybe I'll make a Euro USD just account. I might just throw a little money on euro. Let's see. Like it's interesting. Like we had a huge pump and then like the week's just been dragging. Maybe it's the end of the week reversal. NFP though, depends on NFP for dollar. Dollar is high today, hitting that resistance to the left there. Gold still holding 44.25, so This is why I like to use whole numbers, because it's like we can test one area at a time. It's like, okay, let's see if this is the first test. If this doesn't hold, there could be another trade at a different area. Can always brace myself, kind of mentally prepare myself for that. But yo, solid signal tonight, fam. Look at the entries. So look at, I have entries at 44.25, like around there. Look at the entries, right? And then down here, for example, whoops, 44.20. So I mean, it's still like that zone I called out is holding. Like, I don't know if it's gonna come back to it. It has a few times, like since I called it out, like close to it. Like it literally came close there and then went up, and then it moments ago it was back at 44.25. So still overall holding 44.25. Maybe going into New York it still holds. It could come back again. Like, I don't know what every candle is gonna do, but time will tell, really, guys. That's why I like to say, like, time will tell. It's a good setup. That's why I sent it. Like, I only try to send out good setups, good signals. Any of you guys that are in the inner circle, that were in the inner circle 2025, you've seen a lot of signals. That's what I'm warming up for. So one day I'll be sending like 2-3 signals a day in there. Anyone who was in the inner circle 2025, the signals that I was rocking in there all year were solid moves. Solid moves. Like, this is just one of many traits, one of many that I've called out. So let's see. Like I said yesterday in the last session I did, it's one day at a time, one setup at a time. Like, there's gonna be days where there's 2-3 setups. Trust. Like, there's gonna be days where there's more than one entry. And there's gonna be days where it's like we gotta take it one day at a time. Where, like yesterday, I should have probably caught like a trade here. Yesterday, like this would have been like these candles. Like, I should have been entering maybe after that. There was a trade here for buys, like after those candles were down here. But it would have took patience for that, because like if you bought early, like I probably would have been like, that's the thing. This candle looks good. Like, I probably would have been buying there. I probably would have been looking for a buy off of this candle. It wicked down, but then it completely came back and did it again. So yeah, like I would have been probably buying here on this red. Like, literally this would have been my buy. I probably would have got stopped out, right? The market ended up wicking down, so it was a good buy in there. And then it literally shifted structure out, almost did a continuation. So like, man, if you had patience and you were not in the market and this happened, like, there's a huge entry signal there. Like, you know, like there's a huge entry signal right there. That's a huge entry signal, but it might have been tricky beforehand. Sometimes you gotta imagine, like, when you're in a trade or you lose a trade or something happens, the market moves, you gotta imagine, like, okay, what if I was just looking at the chart for the first time? I wasn't in a trade. Like, sometimes you gotta just clear your head, clear your mind, and be like, all right, like, let's say you were buying here or something. Like, let's say you were taking like a buy here before that next candle. Or maybe, like, let me use, like, whoops, I didn't mean to clear that. Let me use that 30-minute as an example. Let's just say, like, you were taking a buy, like, here for some reason. Or, like, maybe here. And then market went down, and you were like, oh my god, panicking, getting emotional, take a loss, stop loss gets hit, whatever. Like here, you were buying at 44.25. Yeah, let's just say you were buying at 44.25 and you were taking buys at the price right when the market came there, right? And it goes down. It makes that sudden movement down. Whoops. All right, you're buying there, and market just like dumps down, right? How's that dump down? You're freaking out. Your emotions can sometimes cloud your judgment in what's in front of you. Like there could be something that's really clear in front of you, even if you lose a trade, something doesn't go as planned, market gets uncontrollable. You could have something like real clear in front of you. So like, imagine like you're taking a buy here. Next candle dumps, you lose. Sometimes you gotta clear your mind and say like, okay, like what if I just jumped on the chart, like for what if I wasn't in that buy, like would I be taking a buy here? Going back to strategy, like you might be taking, that's where you can look at your trades and realize you might be taking bad trades or early trades and not really entering off of good confirmations. Because it's like there was where was it? Let me find it. I think it was right here. I was in a buy right here. I was in a buy on that candle. And I got out before, I literally got out before this dumped. Like I got out on the same pretty much candle before this dumped. It was on a live stream too. And this happened. This candle dumps. And I'm watching the market. And anybody who was on that, I don't know if it was, it might have been on YouTube. It was December 31st. I don't know if it was an Inner Circle session or if I was live here on YouTube, but the market was dropping. And I said on that live stream, I said at one point, I was like, well, let's just imagine we got on the market for the first time. Yeah, it was 70. It went to 75. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. So like, market was dumping, going crazy. And obviously when candles are moving like that, you can get emotional. Especially if you were looking at a buy before. It's like, damn, I was wrong. Oh my God, the market might be dumping now. What if it's going in a downtrend? Then like I was live on stream that day and I said, let's just imagine we just jumped on the chart for the first time. Like, let's just imagine we weren't in buys and this is happening. What would we be thinking? Would we be saying, yo, there's a buy here? Like, would we be looking at like, I gotta take a trade here? Sometimes like there's times I view the market in that context. If I'm early or I have a losing trade, maybe I'm early. You know, you can get in early. That happens. I get in the trade early. I've done that where I get in a trade early and I reset my mind and I say, okay, based on the current criteria of the market, based on how I trade, my strategy, you know, my strategy that works, would I be taking a trade here? And if the answer is yes, that tells me something about the trade that I took. It tells me I was early. It was the wrong trade. You know, I was early on that trade that I saw. Maybe I wasn't entering at the right price. It might tell me something, right? If the answer is yes, like there might be scenarios where something's right in front of you, but you took the trade early. And between you taking the trade early and what happened with the market, that clouds your judgment. You're not able to see maybe something clearly in front of you because the movement of price can be irritating. So it's like there's times I sit there and I ask myself like, what, like if I'm early or I have a losing trade or and price does maybe something crazy, maybe something I didn't predict or expect, and it moves a certain way. Maybe I was liquidity. There's situations where I reset my mind like that, like, all right, based on my strategy, what would I be doing here normally? You know, with the way I trade, with the way I send signals. Like last night, I didn't have that. So last night, the trade, where was it? Where were we at? Wrong spot, right? So like last night, I'm trying to find exactly where it was. Like my trade was like up here, I think. I didn't really have that last night. Last night, when I took a trade, it went into profit a bit, and then market came down. That was the trade I showed you guys. It was here. So last night I was taking buys up there. Should have been taking sells. After the fact, like when the market dumped, like, you know, it's situations like that when you lose a trade and the market just dumps. I didn't have that, like, okay, right now, would I be taking a trade? Like, was this early? Was that not the trade, or was this the trade? I didn't have it so much after, so that's why I didn't send another signal. But there's times where I've thought like that. I did it live on stream one day, literally a week ago. Within the last week, I did it live on stream where I said, all right, guys. I literally said live on stream, all right, guys, we don't got to panic. We could sit on the chart right now and ask ourselves, what would we be doing if we just jumped on the charts? Like, let's just pretend we just jumped on the charts for the first time. Like, how would we be viewing this? Like, you have the reason I say that is because you have to stay. If you have a strategy that works, you have to stay consistent with it. If it's there, you have to take action on it. Like, you have to stay consistent with the strategy. You can't be afraid at times. If you lose a trade, you can't be afraid to take another trade. Right? If your strategy's there, so maybe there's some trades you'll enter early on that you can recognize was an early trade and be like, okay, this is actually really the trade I should have been taking, or this actually aligns with my strategy perfectly. Yeah, like, I don't know how you're down though. That makes no sense. Like, what entries do you have? 44.20. There's no way you should be in a negative. 44.25, 44.20, unless you got like entries up here somewhere. I'm still holding. Like, someone said it perfectly in the chat. Like you could close full and just wait for New York session. I can bet we'll have another signal today. If you like the four, this is where you got to look at like structures, and decision making time comes into trading a lot, because it does take patience, like to hold, to get like trade. Like, it does take patience to wait for a trade. Like, two types of patience in trading. Did I put that picture in here a while ago? Do I have it in here or no? Maybe I do. I should. I know I've showed it on streams, like two types of patience. One is like waiting for a trade, and one is even holding a trade. Like, I'm gonna hold for a bit and see if it can go, if the 4 hour can flip. This 4 hours, 2 minutes remaining on it. I'm gonna end the stream when this 4 hour close. Like, if we're looking at this chart, this is a Wanda 4 hour. It does look bullish. There is 3 hours left on this 4 hour. So I think with news being at 8:30, I think it would be good to try to close before news. It is forecasted negative. So if the news comes in near, like, at this number or higher, if it comes in higher, that's negative. See the 213K? If the actual comes in around that, like near that number or higher than that number, that's negative, and that could flip gold up. Right now, this 4 hours, so it's 5:58. This 4 hours, 3 hours remaining on it, so that finishes at 9 a.m. So that's, you know, there's still time for this 4 hour to move before the news. This could pump up maybe a bit, give you a little bit of profit, go back to the high. This is where decision making comes into play. It's like, okay, I could try to be out before the news, and then maybe try to find another entry in New York session. I could close full profit right now, try to find another entry in New York session. break even. Or secure some partials, go break even. Or you could just close full, close the most, like try to take the most money that you're up and go break even. I think with this 4 hour, there's time to hold because that's 3 hours left. The news is in 2 hours and 30 minutes. This has a bit of rejection, so could potentially be trying to push up for a bigger move. It does show good signs at the 44.25. 44.25 reacted twice now. My trades be reacting more than my signals. I be sending signals that be reacting more than once. Look at that. If you took 44.25, you could have been right now just a quick almost 100 pips, 80 pips. I don't know how. No one should be negative though. If you took this signal, if you entered in the zone, shouldn't be negative. If you entered at 44.30, yeah, if you used 44.30, like 44.30 is not the best entry, but it's still like in a zone, like an area. Yeah, like I could see, okay, 44.30, 44.25 area. I was able to get 44.20. It's like you have that bigger area on gold that it could hold, obviously. It's going to take that 4 hour flip. Look at this 4 hour. We just closed a doji. So, doesn't look bad on the 4 hour. Like, I do see, I see what I see, and time will tell today. I think we have time for the news. If you're worried about the news, it's like, try to close before the news then. I'm going to wrap it up, though. I think I'll jump on around the news and come back on live stream later in New York session. So when you're in a trade, like what makes you the least emotional? You know, what takes away when it comes down to that decision making? Partials, taking profit, going break even. What makes you the least emotional? Like what takes away the emotion? You want to make decisions that aren't emotional decisions, right? So what takes away that emotion? Is it taking most, like if you're in a trade like this, for example, like is it trying to secure most of the money, right? Is it going break even? You don't care? Are you confident enough in your trades that break even you don't care? What makes you, because if you go 20 pips in profit and you go break even on gold, like if your trade goes 20-30 pips in profit and you put it to break even right away, it's probably going to hit you out break even. That doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. Like I see a lot of people that will go a few pips in profit, maybe 30 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips. And me, I don't put my trades to break even. Really, you won't hear me really say that. I'll say you can. I'll say like you guys can put it to break even. This, like I'll usually try to hold my trades out. And it's like if you put a trade to break even, you do have the chance where it could take you out at break even and then go back up, right? So I don't always quickly try to do that, like because a lot of times gold can come back to the entry, retest the zone. We've seen it again with this setup. 4 hour doesn't look bad. I think I'm gonna jump on in like 2 hours around the news. The news is at 8:30. So for New York session, I'm gonna jump back on and stream. Make sure you guys turn notifications on for this channel, so you get a note. Like maybe make an email, make an account, whatever with your YouTube. Turn the notifications on, so when I go live, you'll literally see that I'm going live. You'll get a notification. Because you never know, like I pop up at meaningful times. Like if the market moves a certain way, like a lot of times I'm just popping up like, yo guys, we might have a setup. Like there can be different times I just pop up and there's a setup literally happening. I'll usually do that. Like if I go live, I usually try to go live when there's like a setup. But I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go eat a bit of food and see what the market's doing maybe in a couple hours. We have NFP tomorrow, big day tomorrow, first NFP of the year. dollar is. Look at the DXY. If unemployment claims come out, so we got unemployment claims today. A higher number means a negative news. Higher, because actual less than forecast. So actual less than forecast is good for currency. So higher is bad for currency. So a higher number is bad for the currency. With where dollar's at an interesting spot, and it is making like a long wick, sort of opposite rejection of like what gold's doing. Gold's making like rejection at like here at the bottom. Dollar's making rejection at the top. So interesting sign there. We can see. I do kind of like that, because if that drops, that's gonna fly gold up. I would think. News is a catalyst though, because like actual less than forecast. So forecast is this. If the actual comes out less than that, that's good for currency. But yo, I'm gonna wrap it up. We'll be on in a little bit, guys. Hope you guys took notes. Make sure you guys make sure you guys smash the. How many likes we got on the stream? Yeah, make sure you guys gotta show some love, yo. You guys gotta show the energy, man. How many likes we got on the stream? Smash the like button for the stream, fam. Smash the like button. Smash it before we get off, yo. Like, I'm out here sending you guys trades. I'm doing this live. I'm like doing it live in action, like literally in real time. Come on. Y'all gotta start. Yeah, man. We have every you know. I'll send another signal. Smash the like button. I'll send another signal. You guys want more signals? Smash the like button. I'm gonna look after this stream, and I'm gonna look right now, mother suckers. Live. Let's see. I'm gonna click on it. 64 likes. I think we can do better. 64 likes. Yeah, I don't even sleep for you guys. I'm out here. I gotta move to like Dubai or something. No, but I'm a night owl, so like I like staying up for London. I'm a night owl. I like the nighttime. I am a night owl, so I like I work better when it's like quiet. I don't like daytime. Can only like it once. Damn, yo. Smash that like button. 4 hour looks like kind of like a consolidation, but doji. Like a bit of, there's consolidation on this 4 hour. It's like a doji, but that it's also like a consolidate. Yeah, we could see literally consolidation. When you see a candle like that, where it's like a cross, but you know you have a longer bottom, small, like it's doji, but dojis often represent consolidation. You could see the consolidation as you break down the time frames. Like price is just pretty sideways right now. It's probably waiting for the news. If dollar's at an interesting spot, so if news comes out negative, then I'm probably gonna like long Euro USD or something. Try to long gold. If we get like a negative news today, probably gonna try to long gold. But y'all, see everybody next stream. Make sure you smash that like button, fam. I'm out. Keep tuning in, because like I said, we're just warming up. It's gonna be a big year. There's gonna be some big trades.